3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Let's talk about the pay-per-view that was this past weekend with the WWE. Of course, Ryan and I did our long-form review of the show. So we'll give intern Mark and Tim and Matt a chance to kind of speak on it a little bit. We'll look at the show and before we close the book on what was the Elimination Chamber. I know, Tim, also you have your
slam that fucking book shut.
You have your Viewer's Choice podcast, which you and Marcus went right after the show and reviewed it as well, which people, of course, if they're listening to this show, they should also be subscribed and listening to the Viewer's Choice on North South as well, because it is a fantastic, fun listen right after pay-per-views. So anybody, I'm just going to skip over the pre-show match. It got John Morrison into the United States Championship match with the absence of Keith Lee. The opening match, Elimination Chamber, for the Universal title #1 contendership. Daniel Bryan wins the match over Cesaro, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. Anybody want to give any thoughts on that? I thought it was a really great open to the show.
I think that as a wrestling match and as an Elimination Chamber match, the match was great. However, the match means nothing. The match didn't need to happen. If Daniel Bryan's going to win and then Roman Reigns is going to beat him up and then Edge is going to show up and huggy slam him and point to the sign, what the F does it effing matter? The chamber was fine, except for the fact that Cesaro loses for no reason. If you're going to put Daniel Bryan in the spot to get beat up by Roman Reigns in 3 minutes, that could have been Cesaro in 3 minutes.
See, I'm actually kind of happier that it wasn't Cesaro in that 3-minute beatdown.
No, because Cesaro's entire singles run has been sprinkle some dust on him, the fans get behind him, you start to push him, and then as soon as you get to push him, he drops off again. That was Elimination Chamber. He was the breakout star of the entire match and gets beat by Jey Uso.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep.
Matt?
I will tell you, Edge sure knows how to point at a sign.
Does.
Damn good at it. I did like the match. I was pleasantly surprised with the Daniel outcome, but then I was immediately like, okay, well, this was dumb. It is what it is. I mean, that's kind of what we expect. I think at this point with Elimination Chambers, where the winner gets #1 contender, I mean, how often does that #1 contender win?
But isn't that exactly the reaction that you guys should have and have the anger for Roman Reigns for taking your beloved Daniel Bryan, or could have been Cesaro, and beating them in 3 minutes and playing the game? Like, that's what a heel's supposed to do. You're not supposed to be, oh, this makes sense. No, it's supposed to suck.
Ryan, at this point in my wrestling fandom, this stuff doesn't ignite anger in me anymore.
You're just dead inside.
To me, as a storyline, I get it. I get that
Sure.
Roman is abusing his power and his influence, and he's trying to coast into WrestleMania with as less impact as possible.
Right.
The whole Adam Pearce deal, that was this deal, and I don't
we should
fault
just
it.
pause, dumb ourselves down, and be happy with that, right? Or be angry with that, or be dead inside, whatever.
My thing is, why did it have to be Daniel Bryan? I'm cool with everything that happens if it's Cesaro.
Even Cesaro losing in 3 minutes, that does
He
more
went,
good to Cesaro.
It's a rub, at least.
He went bell to bell in an elimination chamber,
Right.
and he gets an opportunity at the WWE title that he's never had. And when he's in the match, even if he loses, he has a gripe and a complaint that, like, you know what, in a straight up match without the elimination chamber, I've got your number. But my bigger problem is that entire angle means nothing because Edge came out and pointed a sign for WrestleMania. Because if he doesn't come out and he doesn't announce who his challenger is until Fastlane, then we get from the time that the end of the pay-per-view happens for Elimination Chamber, beep, to Fastlane for the rematch with the guy that got beat in 3 minutes by Roman Reigns. Now that's moot. And Roman Reigns and Edge are locked in until WrestleMania. Don't touch.
I mean, again, it never says that anywhere. Reigns could lose the championship between now
right. I mean,
and WrestleMania.
Right, because Edge is
he's not going to.
But I know he's not going to. I've watched wrestling long enough to know he's not going to. But I feel like if you, again, put yourself in a target audience's mindset, I don't think you know that.
I mean,
but I'm not the target audience.
Who are the target audience?
Then we shouldn't be doing this podcast anymore.
Who are the target audience, though, then at that point that are still like clamoring to that? Children?
I don't know, 11-year-old boys. I don't know.
Even so,
and even they see it coming. I get it.
Yeah, like I'm jaded because of the fact that like Royal Rumble was so good.
Sure.
And then like Elimination Chamber was so not good.
Well, I mean, Fastlane's going to be fantastic.
I
mean, this.
Like, I don't know, man.
I mean,
let me tell you about this new product called AEW. They will have exploding barbed wire.
Sure. I didn't care about it in Japan, so why am I going to care about it in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't
act like you're not an FMW fan.
The exploding barbed wire thing, not really for me. I mean,
dude, I have to get one of these hand John things up in my house.
Okay, it's Arnold.
Arnold, okay,
Arnold.
With an M.
Arnold,
like Arnold, but with an arm.
I'm saying with an M. I'm not a fucking moron.
Arnold, yeah, Arnold's great.
Arnold with an M, Ryan.
Well, I'm making it sure because I know that it's a play on words.
I mean, you might be, Ryan, because you were sitting after that match going, "Oh, that Roman Reigns,
dang that dastardly Roman Reigns, he pulled it again."
No wonder why nobody likes this guy.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we know he's not going to lose, but theoretically, there could be some sort of match. At the event that Ryan doesn't like the sound effect for.
Yeah.
Give me a plausible way Roman drops the belt before WrestleMania.
Oh boy.
He doesn't.
I mean, Daniel Bryan could say what
I was cheated.
Said Cesaro could say, I was cheated, I was beaten up, and I deserve a shot.
I guess there's a chance Goldberg could come back too.
No, God damn it, Mark.
Plausible.
Mark, why'd you put it out into the universe? Why? Now it's going to happen. The blood's on your hands.
Sorry. I'm taking it back.
Take it back.
There's a better chance that the Sea Stars are going to win the NXT tag or the women's tag team titles.
It could happen too.
I mean, yeah.
Mark, did you just get lightheaded?
I did. I mean, Tim said Sea Stars.
Woo. Yeah. I mean,
I think I'm sitting down.
I think we have a better chance, and I thought this Sunday. I saw Scotty say it in the chat that we could you could get Edge and Christian versus Roman and Jey Uso just to give people more of a reason to watch the pay-per-view that Ryan doesn't like the sound effect for.
Now, Jim, all in all, though, you really liked this match.
Yeah, I thought it was.
At the end of you really liked the whole show, right?
Show was good. It was good.
Like your Tuesday show, you made it sound like it was real good.
Yeah, I mean, everybody that listened to Tuesday knows my full feelings on this show.
Did you watch the same show I did?
Yeah, it was this past Sunday. It was about 2 hours, 26 minutes, something like that.
That was
Do you love watching things that have no bearing on anything at all ever?
I don't know where this surprise is coming from here.
Say,
No,
why
because
are
Jim?
This baffles me. Like, there is nothing. Spoiler alert, folks. There is nothing of consequence that happens at Elimination Chamber except the Miz cashed in Money in the Bank. But even then, the cash-in made no sense. None.
How do you figure it made no sense? He's
Let's keep
Bobby
going.
Lashley loses the United States Championship. MVP then talks to the Miz about the contract, and Bobby Lashley comes out to beat up Drew McIntyre so that the Miz could cash in.
yeah, it's
So that Bobby can get his shot at the championship next week.
yeah.
But why doesn't MVP try to negotiate for Mr. Lashley to just take the Money in the Bank briefcase? I feel like it's an unnecessary step. It's just dumb.
Because MVP is not a good negotiator.
Well, and
Clearly
because the Miz, they're looking at the fact that the Miz has lost what 10, 12 straight weeks on Monday Night Raw, and they know he's an easy out. So sure, I'll go down and beat up a already beat up Drew McIntyre. Miz is going to get his title. He's got to answer back to my deal, and then I'm going to get an easy title win.
Not to mention that the only reason why Bobby Lashley lost the title was because the Miz's tag team partner cost him. So why does the Hurt Business want to help the Miz anyways?
Because the WWE Championship greater than symbol U.S. title. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?
Now, Jim, you said you really liked the U.S. title match, though, too.
I mean,
Like you put that over really good on Tuesday.
I mean, it wasn't the best match on the card by any means, but the match was good.
Is there a match on the card that you didn't like?
The low. Well, I mean, there's different levels of didn't like. I mean, my least favorite match of the night was probably the women's tag because of the finish. I thought the finish was real bad.
But you liked it.
The match was good. The finish was not good.
Okay.
The finish was very wonky. But
Like the Roman Reigns thing, you said it was a good match, and you likened it to like a Goldberg match, $1:30, like a minute 30,
Well,
in and out.
I mean,
it got what it needed to do.
Daniel Bryan was beat the hell up. Roman came in and capitalized on the fact that the guy was beat up in the chamber. I mean, that's bad. Like, heel guys do heel things.
But I think my
You're not wrong.
I think my bigger problem with the opening match is Edge coming out afterwards. I don't think you need Edge to come out immediately afterwards because it kind of negates the reason why you had Elimination Chamber in the first place.
Well, I don't.
They didn't though. Like you got a shot at the championship. You said that could have been Cesaro's big moment, his first shot at it. That doesn't negate anything. If it was good enough for Cesaro, it should be good enough for whoever wins it. Daniel Bryan, whoever. The only way it would have negated it is if Jim's theory came true, or one of Jim's proposed ideas of Uso winning and finger poke of doom.
Yeah, I mean that was probably just kind of a bummer. I mean, I'm happy Daniel Bryan got the win, or if Cesaro would have gotten the win, I wouldn't have had no problem with it. But like, I wanted the finger poke of doom. Like,
I just want longer storytelling. Like, tell a little bit more of a story to get into, because eventually Edge is going to have to make a decision.
yeah, and
Why
I mean,
make the decision? Like, and now I know logically in my head, the road between the pay-per-view after Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania is is 3 weeks difference in between that. So announcing your main event for WrestleMania now makes more sense than waiting until the March pay-per-view for advertising purposes. I
Right.
get that up here.
And I don't necessarily hate Edge coming out.
Here hurts.
I don't necessarily hate Edge coming out here. Like, sure, he could have done it on Friday Night SmackDown, but I feel like that's, if everybody wants to talk about predictable, I feel like that's more predictable to do. Like him coming out in the post, I don't think it lessens what happened prior to.
You know what else you could have done?
What's that?
Edge could have cost the match. The match never happens. Edge pointed the sign. It makes the match at Elimination Chamber after the Chamber never happen. And then you have a match building for 4 weeks at Fastlane of Roman Reigns versus the winner of the Elimination of the Elimination Chamber. And the winner of that faces Edge. But now there's no doubt. It's penciled in. It's etched in stone. It's going to be Roman Reigns.
Right.
Sure.
Now, I know that
here's
there's 4 weeks of television for SmackDown, and SmackDown could immediately change. SmackDown could immediately change my thoughts on Elimination Chamber, just like Raw did for Elimination Chamber.
Sure.
When I look at Elimination Chamber, I'm looking at it hyperbolically without any idea of what the hell happened on Monday, because
That's
Monday answered a shit ton of questions.
Sure did. And we will obviously get to Monday, catching up on
Real quick though, like if you're Edge, why wouldn't you? So you have an Elimination Chamber high as a fan. You're happy Daniel Bryan won. You're upset that Reigns came in. Now, again, I think you started the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, starts the pay-per-view, so you assume your guy has some time to recuperate, and Roman Reigns will be coming later in the show. Reigns comes out, dastardly deed. Edge comes out, takes care of the dastardly guy. You kind of spike back up. I feel like that's just a normal roller coaster of emotions that the WWE would take you through all the time. Like, I don't think they're doing anything that they haven't done.
But it's the
High,
same,
low, high.
That's the same spike that they did anyways.
And then it even goes
They just
higher
shorten it.
when Riddle wins. You're like, wow! Way through the roof.
Different use of the word high.
Oh, got it. My bad.
It depends on what your definition of high is.
My bad.
super high. But
There's still an asterisk next to Riddle's name. I don't know if anybody still knows that.
yeah, there is. But I'm gonna dodge over that one, I guess. But like, and I don't remember exactly, all my thoughts from Tuesday, because that was like 2 days ago. So I mean, that you gotta forgive me. You gotta forgive me on that one. So if you want my full thoughts again on this show, you can go back and listen to that in of course the archives on all your podcast platforms, which we will talk. Scotty, hang on to your thoughts there about transitional champions and things like that, because we will get to the booking of the WWE Championship here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, he says Miz has won one singles match in 365 days. That was against Otis. He's the WWE champ. That's the beauty of the Money in the Bank. You use it to your advantage. I mean, you don't have to be I mean, it could have been Otis, but he lost to the Miz. But I don't want to go super long form on this show. Do you guys have a grade for the show itself?
D.
Jim, why don't you start us
plus.
off?
Tim gives it a D plus.
D plus.
Intern Mark.
Was that an E as in effort?
No, he says
D as in, damn it, why did I agree to do a podcast immediately after these pay-per-views to review it? I could have just watched this without paying attention. It was so bad I didn't take notes on it.
wow. That's
I didn't need notes
Wow.
because it was just inconsequential.
It's fair. It's fair. Intern Mark.
No notes needed. Well, I'll tell you what, I was a bit disappointed. I chose to watch the pay-per-view live over watching 90 Day Fiance as it happened. So that had me a bit sour because the pay-per-view in general, I thought it was about a C. And I wanted to see Jovi was still a jackass, and he is. And Natalie and Michael, I think they're done for good. And Harris is getting with what's her
I
name down
have
there. in
no
Jamaica.
idea who that is.
I'm sorry that that Elimination Chamber distracted you from Captain No Net. That No Net guy. He's 90 Day Fiance, right?
Yeah, that's Big Ed, but he's not on this season.
Okay.
But if you have Discovery Plus, Big Ed is all over anything 90 Day Fiance on the Discovery Plus.
I'm sure he is. Scotty, it is a Wendy's Baconator, I believe, was the discussion. Matt, would you give a grade for the show?
A C-.
Okay. Ryan?
I don't know. I feel like I said C- on the last show as well on Tuesday, but like you said, that was 2 days ago.
Yeah, it was. I think mine was. I think it worked out to A minus, right?
A or an A minus.
I think it's like a B plus or an A minus.
A minus.
Matt, I'm out. I'm with you, man.
I feel like you
need
even
to-
said. I feel like you said the Miz cashing and winning brought it up a -2 or a +2, a minus. So
I think that's what it was. Okay, I think it was.
B
Yeah, I think I was
plus
at
to
a
an
B
A
plus, and the
on
Miz.
Miz.
Because I'm a misfit. I've been a misfit forever. So
I love the Miz too. In our year prognostications for 2021, I'm the guy that said I want the Miz to get a push, and I hate this.
I mean, I know that he's not going to be champion for long, so I have to.
He's got 5 days.
I have to. No, I don't. So let's transition because we're getting into the WWE Championship booking.
Watched, and I've never heard you give a shitty pay-per-view an A- like this one before.
But like I said, it was in the B range, and Miz brought it up. Like I'm just that happy that the Miz is the WWE champion again.
Right, but you still had it as a B plus, and probably if you're getting the A-, you had it at like an 89 B plus.
No. My pluses are in like this, like it's like 80, it's like 7. It's like in the 7s. Like when I grade and I don't have the math in front of me, but I think it was in like the 87. I think it was like the 87 B. So it's closer to a regular B.
Okay, so what was the women's grade?
I think it was a B. I feel like it was a B minus. I like the match. I hated the finish, but I like the match.
So if you like a match and the finish can't drag it down that much, that it's still a B minus.
What was so bad about the finish?
It came off like shit. It was awful.
So without the finish, you were saying that's probably an A match.
I don't know. I don't know. I again, that was Sunday. That's 4 days ago, right?
That's okay.
You're asking a lot out of Big Jim.
You usually write down your scores.
I do, but I got rid of the card.
No, okay.
After we did the long form. So again, you got to go back to Tuesday. You got to listen to it in long form because I was able to go a lot more in depth. And then like an idiot, I threw away the card. I'm an idiot. So that's my fault. I need to keep the card. I need to keep the card on the table before we go through the Thursday pod.
You have to go back and watch so you can see Jim do Matrix levels of bending over backwards.
It's impressive. I did some DDP yogas right before, so I was able to stretch enough to turn this thing into a good pod. So yeah, you got to head back. Scotty says C minus. William has an F on this one. Devin gave it a D.
Guy is Doctor Strange. He's just opening up crystal and he's
so
timey-wimey. Oh, this is great.
So let's talk about the.
I mean, Jim, you spoke well about it on Tuesday. You did. I mean, you had your arguments, and I couldn't quite fight them. I mean, I don't think they persuaded me.
No, you stuck to your grade. You didn't
presented
change.
You presented what you liked very well. But definitely go back and check it out. The whole thing. It's what, maybe an hour long.
Yeah, I think it was about an hour. So and I'm sure there was points where we swayed off of the Wrestle Talk. So yeah, I mean, again, and maybe it is just because like it's an escape for me. Like I'm viewing things differently through a different lens than other people are. throughout this whole time. I don't know.
A-.
Again,
Boy.
The Miz. Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?